second graders, this is Mrs. Daniel from Citizenship Academy, and today we are beginning a new module, and it's all about arrays. And today our objective is to use manipulatives to create equal groups. So you will need 12 manipulatives. You could use Cheerios, you could use coins, pennies, quarters, you could use Legos, anything that's small and you can maneuver it. You'll need 12 of those. So if you need to pause the video to go and get those 12 things, you may do that. And today we're going to be using a PowerPoint to help us with our lesson. So we're going to look at a group of let's look at this group of counters, and we want to think about if these groups are equal. Do they have the same number in each group? Okay, so are these groups equal or unequal? I see that there is one group, and one group, and they are in equal groups. There's 2, 2, and 2. They each have the same. Okay, let's look at another group. Are these two groups equal? I see 2 in one group, and I see 4 in another group. Are those groups equal? Do they have the same number in each group? 2 and 4. These groups are unequal. They do not have the same number in each group. What about this group? Are these groups equal or unequal? 2, 4. They are unequal. In order for the groups to be equal, they have to have the same number in each group. Let's look at this grouping. How many groups of 2 are there? So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would answer this by saying there are 4 groups of 2 counters. Here's one group, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 groups of 2 counters. How many groups of 4 are there? Well, here's a group of 4. Here's one group of 4. Here is a second group of 4. So I would answer this by saying there are 2 groups of 4 counters. Okay, now it's your turn to get your 12 counters, and I want you to think about a way to arrange them into equal groups. So I'm going to give you a second to do that, and I'm going to do that on my whiteboard. And let's see, your groups might be different than mine, but find a way to arrange them into equal groups. That means each group will have the same number. I'd love if you guys take a picture of your groups because I'd love to see the groups that you came up with. I'm going to show you a group that I came up with, different groups. So I came up with making groups of 2. So I have one group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2, 5 groups of 2, and 6 groups of 2. there are 6 groups of 2 counters. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 groups of 2 in each group. I wonder what you guys came up with. Did you come up with the same one that I did? I also came up with another grouping, just in case you guys, maybe this is the one that you came up with. I also came up with this grouping. Let's see. Where we have 1 group of 4, 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4. Each group has the same number in it. They are equal. So if you could take a picture of the groups you came up with, I'd love to see what you're using as your counters and also what groups you came up with. Okay, now I'd like to do some more. So put 2 of your counters to the side, okay? So you have 12 counters, put 2 of the counters to the side, and now I want you to make groups of 5. That means 5 in each group. So your groups will look like this. Here's a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's another group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would say that I have 2 groups of 5. We have 1 group, 2 groups. Okay. Now I want you to make groups of 2. That means that there's going to be 2 in each group. If you remember my original groupings, I did groups of 2. Remember these groups of 2? So your groups might look like that. We have 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups, 5 groups of 2. There's 2 in each group. Please remember that if you need to pause me, if I'm going too quickly, please pause me so that you can do this along with me. Now look at my counters. Are these groups equal? Do they have the same number in each group? Let's look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in one group. We have 1, 2, 3. Well, that's not the same as 4. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in another group. These groups are unequal. They do not have the same number in each group. Okay, now I want you to use your counters, all of your counters, all 12 of them, and I want you to make 3 equal groups. 3 equal groups. How will you do it? Go ahead and maneuver your pieces around. I'm going to erase my whiteboard while you're moving your pieces to make 3 equal groups. You will have 3 groups, and they will have the same number in each group. So one way that I would do this, because I don't know how much to put in each group, is I would say, okay, here's 1 group, 2, 3. So now I know I'm going to have 3 groups, and I'm going to count until I use all of my counters. I'm going to move all my counters. So I have 1 counter, 2 counters, 3 counters, 4 counters, 5 counters, 6 counters, 7 counters, 8 counters, 9 counters, 10 counters, 11 counters, 12 counters. Okay, so now how many groups did I make? 1, 2, 3. Made 3 groups, and there's 4 counters in each group, and they are equal. Let's see if our PowerPoint had the same. So they're showing you 3 equal groups. They each have the same. Now move your counters to make 2 groups. So you can use how I was just showing you to make 3, and this time make 2 groups. Put 1 in each of your groups until you use all of your counters. 2 groups. So we have 1 counter, and this is gonna be 1 group, and my other group is gonna be over here. Okay? And now I'm just gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's my 12 counters. I could have put this one here to make it nice and neat, 3 and 3. So I have 1 group, 2 groups. Do they have the same in each group? Are the groups equal? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so that also tells me 6 plus 6 equals 12. Okay. Is that what you guys got too? Did you do the same thing that I did? Here is an example of what your problem set is going to look like. You guys are going to work on your problem set today as your exit ticket. And unfortunately, because we're on the computer, and I don't really know how to help you guys do this, but you can't really circle your groups of apples. But you're looking, it says circle groups of 2 apples. There are blank groups of 2 apples. So what you can do if you want to is you can draw circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 apples. So I could draw 10 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can circle groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted 5 groups of 2 apples. So if you want to draw that out, and then on your answer form, you would write, there are 5 groups of 2 apples. So that is what you can do to solve these problems. And I look forward to seeing your pictures of what you used for your manipulatives today. And I also look forward to seeing how you guys do on your exit ticket. All right, I can't wait to see how you guys do. This is a really fun module, and I'm really excited to teach it to you guys. Bye.